Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we've got another one of those different videos today. This isn't really about the gameplay, although I am noticing that every time, well this is the second time, it's Type 89 again, so maybe the Type 89 will just feature in whatever this type of video happens to be. I still don't know what to call this. Me talking about stuff. Yeah, I really don't know what to call this, but the last video I did about, you know, being accountable for what you do in the game and in life generally, that generated a huge amount of comment traffic, and it was really nice to see everybody talking about, you know, their experiences and how, you know, they've found what I said helpful, or they found it encouraging, or, you know, whatever it was, whatever it happened to be. It was wonderful to see everybody's comments. So I thought, you know, I had another light bulb moment today. You know, it came on in my head as I was just driving to the store, and I thought, you know, I'll put this in the video as well. So what I'm gonna go over today is, you know, 1,000 damage already in the Type 89. Nice one. Underrated tank in my opinion, like I said last time. But anyway, yeah, what I noticed today, or what I wanted to talk about today, was I'm sure that most of us at some point have, for whatever reason, we've been sitting quietly doing something, driving in my case, and your mind just jumps to something that happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it was. Your mind jumps back to something and you think to yourself, "Oh, I must be... Oh, what kind of a muppet am I? What kind of a fool am I for doing whatever it was I did, or saying it whatever it was I said?" And you start feeling bad about yourself, and you're like, "Oh," and you get down and all this. And this is something that, you know, I'm sure it happens to many people. It happens to me. It happened to me today, actually. Today, as I record this, I mean. And a thought came into my head about, you know, keeping things current, you know, and how can I do that? How can I keep my thoughts current? And, you know, my YouTube channel came to mind, and I thought to myself, I'm not judging my ability to create content on the standard that I had at the very beginning. I mean, on my channel, if you go back and if you were to watch some of the very first World of Tanks videos I made, they were, I'm going to say it, they were pretty awful. The gameplay probably wasn't great. My commentary was definitely not great. I've listened to some of my videos, almost on my side there, nice recovery. And I thought to myself, wow, I sounded so bored in my commentary. I sounded so dull and uninterested. How did anybody ever want to listen to me, you know? And I thought to myself, well, I'm making a video right now, and in my mind, I'm not thinking to myself, I'm a terrible content creator, because I'm doing the best I can now. I'm making the best content I can now. I'm making the content that I'm inspired to make now, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, if I don't think I'm doing a good job of it, I won't upload it, I won't share it, I'll re-record it, or whatever it is I have to do. But I'm not judging myself based on, oh, you know, 2 years ago you made this video and it was awful, and, you know, how could you have made that video? You know, I don't think like that. And what the light bulb moment for me was, well, if I'm not judging myself from in my YouTube bubble, if I'm not judging myself based on what I did 2 years ago, then why in the bigger life bubble am I judging myself on something I did 10 years ago? And that was like, okay, all right. A moment of reflection there, you know? A moment to just think, okay, I've got some perspective now. I've got a slightly smaller bubble to compare my larger bubble to. And I think sometimes it's really easy to get bogged down when you look at the size of the mountain and you think to yourself, oh my word, it's too much to handle. But when you shrink it down a little bit, and in my case it was a big, life, past experience, whatever. And I thought, well, I can shrink it down to something a little bit smaller. And that was YouTube. And there you go. I thought, wow, I can alleviate so much of my own personal stress and personal anxiety, which I think for most people is a massive hindrance, I think is probably the word to use. Stress and anxiety can be crippling, especially in today's world where life is a lot more complicated now than it used to be, and stress and anxiety and just mental health generally is a very important topic, I think. And for me today, it started off with feeling a little bit angsty about something I can't even remember. I can't even remember what it was now, but it's something that caused me a little pang of anxiety. And I thought, you know what? I can alleviate that. I can alleviate all of it just with a little bit of perspective. And it's turned out for me today. It's turned out to be quite a liberating experience because, yeah, for a while, I'm sure like most people, I'm just another guy walking this earth, and guy or girl doesn't matter. I'm sure we're all very similar in some ways, and I think that hearing that other people are also struggling with some stuff or are finding life a little bit difficult in certain areas, that doesn't solve your problems. Well, it doesn't take your problems away. It isn't the solution. But sometimes it's just nice to look at somebody else and go, oh, okay, it's not just me then. Because sometimes, yeah, you're like, oh, I must be the only person in the world that's struggling with this. I must be the only person that's dealing with this particular hardship. And no, the details might not be the same, but the shared emotional experience can be the same. And I just wanted to say, hey, this is what happened to me today, and I felt that it was worth sharing because who knows? I mean, even if only one person watching this can associate with, right, I've got it, then hey, that's one person helped, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, does this content help? I really don't know. But yeah, there you go. I mean, perspective in life, and just, yeah, it's a bit cliche. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. But, sometimes we just need to shrink our bubbles of perspective a little bit, right down to something really simple that is then manageable. And, yeah, there you go. So that's the end of the Type 89 game there. Almost 10k damage, 5 kills, nice result. And yeah, that's all I have for this one, folks. So if you've enjoyed this video, leave it a like, if not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.